Once upon a time, in a small town in the dense rainforests of Africa, there lived a young girl of 18 years old called Otilije. She was just married about 11 months at the time, and she was pregnant. The pregnancy was 9 months old. Otilije was a hardworking girl who hated to be idle. She went to different village markets to sell food items on market days, and in the evenings would return home to prepare meals ready to welcome Emenike, her husband, home from work. She was a good wife, and her husband and family loved her very much. Within the 9 months of pregnancy, Emenike told her to stop going to the market to sell in case it was time for her to put to bed. But Otilije said she was going to go to the market, that next village market, to give the goods that people had paid for. And then after that day, she would stop going to the market. So on the next market day, Otilije went to the market and handed over the goods that had been paid for and was about to leave for home when she started having labor pains. The pain was so much that she had to cry out. The women present recognized what was about to happen and rallied around her as she gave birth to a baby boy. As she was about to get up and clean herself, another labor pain, another cramp gripped her again, and they realized she was going to have twins. The stress was much, and by the time she gave birth to the second baby boy, Otilije collapsed. She was rushed to a nearby place for treatment, and while her babies were left behind in the hands of other women. They wanted to make sure she was okay and she regained consciousness so that they would know where she lived and take her and the babies home. But by the time Otilije recovered herself and was led back to the marketplace where she had given birth to the babies, there was nobody to be found. The market had closed and everyone had left. Who took the babies, they asked, but no one could give them the answers. Otilije was weak and was taken back to her village with the hope that the next day the babies would be found and brought to her. But that was not to be. The next day, the villagers in the marketplace were asked about the children, and they tried as much as they could to get information of where to see the baby, but they could not. All they knew was that a fat, dark woman had said she was Otilije's family friend and was taking the children back to Otilije's home. No one actually knew where the woman had come from, and that was how Otilije lost her twin babies in the market. It was heart-shattering and very painful that a young girl like Otilije would carry pregnancy for 9 months and after all the sufferings that went with it, lose them to a thief, a woman who had not passed through what she had passed through. Emenike was not himself at all, and with his family, they tried their best to find and locate the babies, but no way were they successful at all. No one had seen nor heard about the woman after that market day. Years passed, and Otilije and her husband lost hope of ever finding their babies again. Otilije later gave birth to 2 young girls later as they lived on. The pain of not having a male child to continue the family lineage, as was the tradition in their village, was not easy, and it lingered and hurt the family so much. In Anyogo, meanwhile, very far from where Otilije lived, a wicked woman called Seseko lived. Seseko had been married for more than 20 years without any child. Her husband Jado had become fed up and with that had moved to live in another section of the house, leaving Seseko to herself. Seseko, on seeing that, quickly thought of an idea. She started putting cloths in her belly, in her stomach, and pretended to be pregnant. She told her husband she was pregnant and he should not come close to her to have any affair with her, because the herbalist told her not to sleep with her husband, that she should sleep alone until she gave birth. And that was to keep him away from noticing that it was cloth she placed on her stomach. Her husband was very happy. He did not know what she was scheming. So he moved back and agreed to be sleeping away from her. So that was how he could not find out that she was hiding something. Seseko was always wicked and mean to people, and so many people despised her. She was very wealthy, and her husband's wealth had no bounds. People often thought her wickedness was the cause of her not having children. It so happened that Seseko was at the village market years ago when Otilije gave birth to the twin babies. With the circumstances that happened that day, Seseko was able to steal the babies and hurried back home without anyone noticing it. She untied the clothes around her belly and told everyone she had given birth to twins in the market that day. She pretended to be very weak and lay on the bed with the babies like a woman who had just given birth. Her husband Jado was very happy and he worshipped the ground his wife Seseko walked on from that day onward because he felt he had gotten children now. Despite Seseko's wickedness, people were happy for her, and because Seseko's village was very far from Otilije's own, no one was able to hear the news that male twins were missing. Seseko got away with her crime. She nurtured the babies very well and came to love them dearly. The babies grew into young handsome men, much loved and respected in the village. The boys had things money could buy. They were young and well established in their various businesses at the age of 23. Seseko was very happy with her craft. She was happy that she had been able to fulfill her goals, and she was a proud mother. Soon she forgot she had stolen the children, and it became part of her as if she was the one who had given birth to them. Everything was moving fine. Meanwhile, in the village where Otilije lived, a very powerful medicine man arrived. He came to see our friend living very close to Otilije's home, where she lived with her family. It was during that time that the powerful man got to hear about Otilije and her husband's missing twins. You mean your twin babies, boys, were stolen the very day you gave birth to them at the marketplace? Asked the medicine man. Yes, wise one, replied Emenike sadly. My wife went to the market to give goods to those who had placed order for them. I was about returning home when she started having labor pains. She gave birth there and fell unconscious. I was taken for immediate treatment. By the time she recovered consciousness and went back to the scene, the babies were nowhere to be found. Oh, what a wicked world, exclaimed the medicine man. That's a very wicked act from whoever that did it. Honestly, replied Otilije, and that was 23 years ago, wise one. And what did you two do about it? The medicine man asked. We have tried all we could, but there was no solution. We had left the village to many places, so we decided to leave it to our creator. Ah, that can't be, the medicine man replied. I will do something about it, and no matter how long it has taken, those children must come back. Those children of yours must come back. Otilije and Emenike, with all hope lost, had no hope in whatever the man was saying, but they concurred and listened respectfully. The medicine man did something and told the couple to expect the result within 7 days. In our Nyogo village, meanwhile, Seseko had become restless. She would sit and be talking to herself. I will talk, she was heard saying. I will talk, please don't kill me. I will talk. Mother, what are you saying? The twins asked. But Seseko refused to talk. She just sat there staring into space. On the 3rd day that the medicine man did whatever he had done, Seseko could not control herself anymore. She was about to run into the streets and go naked when the twins held her and sent for their father. Their father helped to hold her down, and she was shouting, I will talk. Please stop flogging me. I'm going to talk now. That was it. The surprised husband of Seseko and the twins listened as she confessed it all. Oh, her husband shouted. Since all these years you pretended to be the mother of these lovely boys, and I the father. Oh, I their father. shouted her husband as people gathered. "I married a worthless thief, a child thief. My own is finished. At my age, when and where am I going to start from?" Her husband wept in lamentation. The twins were hot to the core. A woman they had called mother all their lives, turning out to be a child thief. Oh, the village was agog with excitement, and Seseko was told to take them to the market where she had stolen the babies. When they got there, they made inquiries, and those who remembered the incident led them to Otilije's village. The happy villagers led them straight to Otilije's village. Otilije and her husband Emenike were surprised when they saw a group of people coming to their house. When they were told what had happened, Otilije collapsed, and when she recovered, she began to cry. "Oh, my creator," she shouted, "my long-lost and stolen twins, you've led them back home to me." The boys, now young men, were shocked too when they saw their real parents because they looked like them. Although they were not as wealthy as the family of Seseko, they were happy that they were now with their true blood and flesh, their biological parents. The medicine man was appreciated and compensated. The boys were ushered into the family as tradition demanded, and it was a really serious issue. Back in August, Seseko was thrown out of her husband's house. That very month, her husband married another wife, and within a year, had a son for him. The man was overjoyed. Seseko could not live in the village anymore. She left and never came back again. That's the end of the story. Please subscribe, like, and share the videos. Thanks for watching.